Good evening, folks, and welcome back to Sorgente Arena for Game 2 of the doubleheader between Chestnut Hill and Wilmington. I'm Ricky Sobrano here with you as we get set for the Chestnut Hill men versus the Wilmington men. Chestnut Hill looking for their first CACC win of the season. They come in at 1-11 in the midst of a 9-game losing streak, 0-5 in conference. They came close last time out. They fell 98-80, or 95 rather, at Georgian Court. That was in overtime. Georgian Court also previously winless. LeBon All, and that one sent it to overtime with a 3 with 2 seconds left. But the Griffins were unable to finish the deal, but now they get a shot today against the Wilmington team that comes in at 7-6, 2-2 in conference, but they're very, very banged up. They'll be down 2 regular starters today. Nick Richards has been out for the last 2 games, and he's missed 4 total this year. Saw him in warm-ups. He's got a walking boot on. And Paul Medlin, it looks like he will miss his 2nd game in a row. He's in warm-ups, and actually he has a walking boot on too, so we'll not see him, period. So they're down 2 regular starters, so this again will be an opportunity for the Griffins to come out with a victory, as we hear Demetrius Isaac getting introduced right now, and a nice hand for him because he just notched his 1,000th point in that game, that shootout against Georgian Court. So congratulations to him, the 8th player to do so. And he will be honored later in the season formally. Now the rest of the starters being announced. It'll be Isaac, Toplin. Looks like Roman Letterlow, who's not initially in the starting lineup, but he will get the start. So it's Isaac, Toplin, All, Letterlow, and Evans starting today for the Griffins. 5 out there for Wilmington right now. They are not very deep today, obviously, as I said, because of the injuries largely. Jermaine Head is their big gun, 6-foot redshirt sophomore out of Edgewood, Maryland, who leads the team in scoring, at least amongst active players, with 17.8 points per game. Their leading scorer, Nick Richards, just under 21 per game. He is out. We'll be joined by Sean Church, redshirt senior, 6'3", 210. Transfer from Lock Haven. That's another Division II school, an NA-10 school. Averages 11.5 points per game. Danny Walsh, the 3rd guard in that lineup, 5'11", 150. Redshirt freshman out of Bear, Delaware, averages 7 points per game. And in the front court, it is Miles Gillette, 6'6", 220 sophomore forward out of Washington, D.C., averages just under 10 per game and a team-high 6.6 rebounds. And Vincent Kent, big guy at 6'2", 35, sophomore center, averages 1.2 blocks per game to lead the team. So the Griffins in white. Out there now with the red trim, red numbers, CH in white emblazoned on the front breast. Wilmington in black with green trim, white numbers with green trim. Wilm U in green and white trim written on the front breast. Kent wins the tip, but All tried to take it away. Kent saved it again at midcourt. So the first possession of the game belongs to the visiting Wilmington Wildcats. Walsh, right wing, will post up Gillette, working on Toplin, kicks out. Here's a 3, Church, too short, and the rebound hit the shot clock, so it goes to the Griffins. Sean Church is not shy. He attempts 8 threes per game. Doesn't hit a lot of them either, just under 30%, but he will be firing all game. It used to be saying Church for 3. Isaac hands off. Into the lane, Evans for 3, too strong on the feed from Dexter Thompson. Now Head on the run, it's Walsh on the wing. Picks up his dribble, looking for help. Kent on the elbow, Gillette fades away, rejected by Toplin, kept alive by Kent though. Shot clock does not reset. 18 on the clock, Head a 3. Got it. Jermaine Head, 20-plus points in each of the last 3 games. He's picked up the slack in Richards' absence. First bucket of the game belongs to Wilmington. All on the wing, feeds Evans. Swing it back around the perimeter. Isaac a 3, got it. Demetrius Isaac. Not only did he pick up his 1,000th career point in the last game. He did it in style. Had a career-high 30. Then he fouled out, but up until that point, it had been a banner day for Isaac as he tips that one out of bounds and will stay with Wilmington. Head to inbound. Does so to Walsh, trying to get it back to Head. It was well defended by LeBon All. Head works left. Fades back. Now kicks for Gillette at 3. Too strong, in and out. Isaac on the run with a head of steam. Hands off for Evans. Evans on the blow-by to the hoop, rejected by Gillette. Up ahead, Walsh. Walsh lines it up and fires. Got it. The lefty Kent. All threes so far. 6-3 game. Wilmington on top. Wilmington takes a lot of threes as a team. 24.2 to be exact. And that could be problematic because three-point defense is not the Griffins' forte. Here's a three. Evans, too strong. Long rebound. Isaac from 16. He puts it home. And the baseline. So Isaac has 5 early on. He's riding that high. Picking up his 1,000th point. Here's Gillette. Deep right wing. Walsh coming around the screen. Well defended by Isaac. Head behind the back. Dribble on All. Knifes inside. That's a walk. And they got it. So it goes back to the Griffins. Back and forth early on. Here's Isaac trotting it up court with Head on him. Chris Evans playing in his 3rd game this season. Big number 24 in white. He has it down low as they look to post him up on Kent. Evans goes with the left, doesn't get the roll. Head trots it up court. Fancy leave for Church, who muscles his way in and gets the shot to go. That was set up by a little leave behind from Head between his legs for Church, and Head stripped Isaac from behind. Here comes Head with All trailing, and Head lays it home with the right hand. All didn't want the foul because Head was ahead of him. 10-5 early on. Isaac and Head should be a fun matchup. Two of the better guards in the conference. Isaac over the right wing has a screen set up to his left. Here's Evans, now All. Deep left wing, works right around an Evans screen. Defended aggressively by Walsh. All picks up his dribble. Now Isaac, 4 on the clock. He steps back, lost the ball, but a foul. It's on Walsh, and that's not a smart foul by the freshman. It was a bailout foul. He had to force it, did Isaac, with the shot clock running down, and now Demetrius Isaac goes to the line for 2. Isaac good on the first. He has a team best 61, make it 62 free throws. Ed Henderson in the game now, 6'1" freshman guard out of Woodbridge, Virginia. As Walsh sits after the early foul. Henderson, a career-high 7 in 17 minutes in his last game. Again, getting extra run because of those injuries. This is their 2nd game in a row for Wilmington, down 2 of their starters, Medlin and Richards. 10-7 game, Wilmington on top. Church on the baseline, kicks back out for Kent, who is not an offensive threat. Here's a 3, Henderson, too short. Rebound for Isaac. Isaac will slow it down as Wilmington got back on D. Isaac left around an Evans screen, top of the key jumper, in and out. Evans keeps it alive, has the offensive board, but did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did. Substitutions now for the Griffins. Evans will sit as Letterlow is in. Thompson take a seat as well. Cartier Tallford in the game for the first time today. Tallford, 2nd leading scorer on the team at 16 points per game. JUCO transfer out of Lackawanna College. Gillette. Hand off up high for Church. Works right. He is back for Gillette. Now Henderson back for Gillette in the short left corner. 8 on the clock. Trying to take Toplin off the dribble. Fades back too strong. Crashing for the board. Henderson, but he threw it right to Toplin. Isaac on the run. Slow it down. 5 minutes into the opening quarter. Here's All on the run. No good. Wild shot off glass. Rebound for Head. Head looking to push. Has Church to his right. Church a 3. Too short. In and out. Rebound Isaac. All. Play catch with Isaac. Will set up the offense. 22 on the shot clock. Double screen. One to the right, one to the left. Isaac works right. Now Letterlow. Call for. Toplin fades away. Too short from the baseline at 16. Henderson on the run. For Church, deep right wing. Will slow it down. Head looking to set up the offense. As a screen to his left. He uses it. Kicks it in the corner. An open look Henderson, but an offensive foul. Head went crashing in there in traffic. That's his first foul. And it negates what would have been an open look from 3 for Henderson. It was Isaac who stepped in front. Isaac running the point for the Griffins with Head watching him closely all the way up the floor. LeBon All holding, works right around a Letterlow screen, fires away a 3. Too strong, high rebound for Church, who almost bumped into his own man. Up ahead, it's Henderson, and he lays it home as Letterlow could not get back in time. Timeout taken here, a 30-second timeout. 12-7 game early on. Griffins trail. Jesse Balser wants a quick timeout here. 13:46 to go in the opening half. Wilmington has lost 3 in a row. The last 2 of those without Richards, the last one without Medlin as well. Their last 2 games, they've only played 7 guys. And it's really mostly 5 that have gotten the bulk of the action. So with the injuries, they're not very deep. They were blown out in their last game, 83-58 versus U Sciences. 2 games ago, they lost in overtime versus Jefferson by 3. So certainly no shame in that loss for Wilmington. Out of the timeout, Griffin's ball. Griffin's in the white, Wilmington in the black with green trim. Isaac taking his time here, 16 on the clock. Kicks into the corner, it's All, picks up his dribble. Letterlow now tall for it, his first attempt at the game, too short for 3. Rebound for Walsh, who's just checked back in. Head. Alford all over him. Henderson, big shot fake. Kicks back out. Walsh a triple. Off to the left. Tipped out of bounds by Henderson, and it will stay with Wilmington. They'll say it was off of LeBon All. Let's see if they change it. Nope, they'll stay with that call. They just wanted to reset the shot clock, and they'll allow Dexter Thompson to come back in as All sits. Kent in the corner. Walsh around the screen, a 3 on the way, too short. Tipped out by Kent, that'll be an over the back foul. Reached over Thompson, and you can't do that. Third foul on Wilmington. Griffin's yet to pick one up. Isaac walks it up the court, under 13 to play in the opening half. 23 on the shot clock. Man-to-man D from Wilmington. Isaac on the wing, has Talford around the screen, straight on to triple. Banks it home. Cartier Talford off the window, and good. That's his first points of the game. 12-10. Griffins within 2. Here's Gillette, threw it out of bounds. Hit the official, which is not what he wanted to do. Walsh cut inside instead of staying on the perimeter. And that's a turnover. So the Griffins can tie or take the lead here. It's Thompson. Handoff up high for Toplin. Toplin wasn't expecting it, and that's a turnover. Here's Head on the run. Kicks into the corner. Henderson. Shot fake. Now Walsh on the elbow. Ball fake. Picks up his dribble. Kent from 16. In and out. Rebound Gillette. Too strong on the follow. Kent. That'll be basket interference. And it goes the other way. Ball was over the cylinder. Kent grabbed the rim. So the two teams trade turnovers here, 3 in a row. Here's Isaac. Letterlow back to the bucket on the elbow. Handoff for Isaac. He's cut off. Goes back the other way. Leaves for Letterlow. And a foul on Head. That's his second. They'll call it on Kent. That's his second. Let's see if he has to sit or if they'll leave him in or not. Would have been much bigger trouble for Wilmington if the foul was on Head. They can ill afford to lose him. Evans back in. Tomlin sits. Isaac to inbound. Has Tallford around the screen in the corner. Looking to post up. Evans down low. It was a bad entry pass, though. Evans saved it at the free throw line, and they'll reset with 12 on the clock. Evans, where Isaac works right, knifes inside, lost the ball, and it stays with the Griffins. It's off of Kent last. 7 to shoot. Henderson will come in. Let's see who sits. Nobody was really sure. Now Kent will sit with the 2 fouls. Isaac to inbound, 7 to shoot. Does so for Thompson. Thompson on the run, leaves for Evans. Evans drives right and gets it to go. High off the glass. First points of the game for Chris Evans. Tie ball game. Here's Head. Back in for Gillette. And he was grabbed. It's on Tallford. First foul on the Griffins. Head to inbound. 22 to shoot. Shot clock does not reset. Church in the corner. Sizing up his man. We'll swing it back around the perimeter. Walsh works right. Into the corner, Henderson. 12 on the clock. Back out Walsh, and Head will reset with 9 on the clock. Has a screen to his left. He uses it with Gillette. 5 on the clock. Knifes inside and gets the roll with the left. Head very quick. Isaac couldn't stay with him that time. Isaac handoff for Thompson. Tallford, 18 on the clock. Drives baseline, inside, no good with the righty floater from 8. Rebound Gillette, stripped from behind by Tallford, but Head saves it. Head on the run, leaves it for Church, back for Head at 3. Book it. Head's all over the place right now. 17 and 12. Score 17 to 12. Wilmington on top, the last 5 for Head. Isaac all the way to the hoop, stripped from behind, and it is off of Isaac last. Isaac not happy with the call. 10:22 to go in the opening half. Maine had 10 points right now, the lead all scorers. Here's Walsh, deep right wing. Let's get past Gillette. Sizing up Evans. Kicks back for Walsh. 15 on the clock. Evans picks up his dribble, looking for help. Back out Henderson. 10 on the clock. It's Head. Working on Isaac. Steps back at 3. Got it. Jermaine Head. Difficult shot. He now has 13 points. It's an 8-point game. Wilmington on top. Evans now Tallford. Tallford, a screen set up to his left. Hedged aggressively. Evans in the corner, 15 on the clock. He works left. Now Thompson crossing over on Walsh. Fades away. Tough shot, too short. Rebound Henderson. Slow down and leave for Head. Walsh up ahead of the pack of 3. Good from the southpaw. And a timeout taken by Jesse Ball. So a full timeout as the lead has swelled to 11 points on the strength of a 9-0 run from Wilmington.
Ladies and gentlemen, after tonight's game, the Griffin basketball teams will be on the road.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the game, Chestnut Hill College invites you to the official restaurant of Griffin Nation. Just take a short trip down Germantown Pike for plenty of good food, drink, and fun at Brinningham's Pub in Lafayette Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, remember to visit the official restaurant of Griffin Nation. It's just a short trip down Germantown Pike to Brinningham's Pub in Lafayette Hill. Join us today after the game.
Back here inside Sorgenti Arena. Ricky Sobrano here with you. 9:25 to go. In the opening half, Wilmington on top of Chestnut Hill, 23-12. On the strength of a quick 9-0 run. It was a 2-point game moments ago. And then Jermaine Head went off. He has 13 points, 5 of 5 from the field, 3 of 3 from deep. So he has been lights out for Wilmington, and they need him in a big way. Again, this is a Wilmington team playing without 2 of their starters. But the Griffins don't exactly feel bad for them, I'd say, considering they've been without Chris Evans for about half the year. He's only playing his 3rd game of the year, and Ed McWade is still out. So those were 2 of their projected starters entering this year. They've been without both of them for most of the season, only just to get Evans back, and McWade, who knows when we'll see him on court. 11-point game, Griffins ball. Out of the timeout. Griffins in the white. Wilmington in the black with green trim. Isaac, 22 on the clock. Looks like Wilmington is going to a loose zone here out of the timeout. Let's see if it's something they stick with or if it's just for this possession. Sometimes we see coaches play this game. And out of the timeout, they'll switch things up. Top one in the corner, threw it away. Stolen by Walsh, up ahead for Head with Tall for trailing. Head lays it home. 15 for Head. He's off to a titanic start here. His career high is 32, and if he keeps going like this, that is very, very much within reach. Isaac. Wilmington goes back to a man-to-man look here, so it was just for that one play out of the timeout. Looking to post up Evans. They don't go to him. That pass tipped, nearly stolen. Saved by Thompson. Now Head comes away with it. Up ahead Walsh, and Walsh lays it home. Back-to-back breakaway layups off turnovers for the Griffins. They're down 15. Griffins a little bit out of sync here. 8:15 to go. A lot of chatting going on here, but not a lot of moving. Here's Isaac working left around a screen from Toplin. But off on the perimeter, 10 on the clock. Still not much going on. Isaac, 8 on the clock. Drives right. Leads for Tall, forward tipped and stolen again. Here's Church. 4 on 2. Church leads for Walsh. Walsh soars in and finishes. And the Griffins need another timeout as all of a sudden this is a 17-point game on the strength of a 15-0 run for Wilmington, as this one is falling apart early for Chestnut Hill. Remember, the last time the Griffins were at home, that was that loss to Holy Family, 100-76. And that one kind of followed a similar script to this, in that it was close early on, and then all of a sudden, Holy Family just went on a big run about midway through the opening half, and the Griffins could never really get that close after that. Still plenty of time here, but down 17 early is never promising. Griffins ball out of the timeout. LeBon all back in the game. Griffins go with Isaac, All, Toplin, Evans, and Tallford. Wilmington again. They go to a zone out of the timeout. All in the corner. Now Isaac. Evans up top. Back for Isaac. Attacking diagonally. Leaves for Evans. That's a deep 2, not a 3. And Evans splashes it home. Second bucket of the game for Chris Evans. Evans averaging 15 and 8 in his 2 games this year. Church back to the bucket as he posts up tall for it, spins and fades. He's fouled. Second on tall for it. It was a difficult shot for Church. So he went with a baby hook as he faded towards the baseline. Church goes to the line. Church isn't tall at 6'3". He's decent size for a guard, but not huge. But he is fairly bulky at 210. And that's probably why they're looking to post him up. Tall forward sits. We'll see Rich Dean, the freshman, for the first time today. Church only 42% from the line this year, but he hits both of those. Back to a 17-point spread as Isaac will walk it up court. Xavier Alston, 0 in black, getting his first action of the game now. The little guy, 5'11", $155 freshman. Evans in the corner of 3. Got it. Evans now has 7. Griffins needed that. Get back within 14. Now they need some stops. Head loses Toplin on the crossover. Can't finish. Gillette the follow. Gets it to go. So Isaac looking to set up shot between the circles. Now All drives baseline. Walsh stays with him. Tough fadeaway. No good. Top on the board. Toplin up at the left, off to the left, tipped back out. Toplin can't get it. Alston has it now. He's trapped in the backcourt. Gets around All, nearly stepped out of bounds, but stays with it. Here's Walsh a 3. Got it. What a crazy possession there. 2 or 3 times Wilmington almost turned the ball over. Leads to a 3 instead. 36-17. Griffins trail. Here's All. Pounded by Walsh, back out for Isaac. Dean in the corner, Toplin. Jab step, knifes inside and gets it to go with the finger roll as he went right by Head. A lot of the times we see Toplin settle for that 18-footer, and that time he puts it on the deck and gets the easy 2 at the 10. Here's Head with All on him. Gillette back to the bucket, top of the key. Church, a deep 3. Too short from the right wing. Rebound for Dean, who nearly lost it. Now All looking to run. 3-on-2 for the Griffins if they hurry. All the way. Doesn't get the roll, but he'll go to the line for 2. So All, who's an excellent free throw shooter, at the line. He's 86% on the season. Took him about a month of the season to miss his first free throw. And he hits that one. Billy Miller in the game now, as is Roman Wetterlund. Evans and Isaac sit. Ed Henderson back in for Wilmington. All second, too strong. Rebound for Head. Head for Church. Gillette at the free throw line. Pump fake. Forces his way inside. Wild shot is off glass and no good. Here's Miller looking to run. Miller cut off. Finds All. 24 on the clock as All picks up his dribble. Back for Miller. Dean, deep left wing. Letterlow in the corner. Back for All. 15 on the clock. He works right. Defended well by Alston. Dean forces his way in. Kicks into the corner. Miller on the run. Got it to go. Miller pulls up from 16 in the wing, and that's his first bucket of the game. 14-point game, 4:30 to go in the opening half. Church kicks into the corner for Henderson. Has it back, deep left wing. Gillette at the free throw line, fades away on Toplin, too strong, well defended by Tony Toplin, and here's All. Looking to push, but they'll slow it down as Wilmington got back. Letterlow. Jab step, lobs it down low for Toplin. Tip, but right to Dean, a 3. Too short. Rebound Gillette, and he was fouled by Letterlow. Walsh back in for Wilmington. Alston sits. Not a lot of fouls in this half. Neither team in trouble. Here's Henderson working on Miller. Skips it for Walsh. Right back for Henderson. 16 on the clock. Here's Head. He's been quiet the last couple of minutes. Touch pass inside Gillette. Can't finish on the reverse. Letterlow may have tipped it. All looking to push. Swing it back around the perimeter for Dean. He drives baseline. Lost it on the hop step. Here comes Head the other way. Head waits for Henderson on the wing. Henderson pulls it back out. Walsh an open look. Too short that time. Right back for Walsh. Didn't take the open shot. Instead, it's off of Gillette's hands. He saves it in the corner. Inside for a cutting Walsh. Back out Henderson. That was tipped too. And Church will finally slow things down as that ball is skipping and spinning all over the place right now. Head with 10 on the clock. Trying to take all. Down low, a bullet pass. Gillette, and he can't finish. Excellent defense by Dean to get back as Gillette hung in midair and could not hit the reverse. Dean drives baseline, steps back. Too short. On the line drive, stolen by All. All going at Head. Goes with the scoop shot way off. Letterlow keeps it alive. Shot clock doesn't reset. Letterlow. And a foul on the floor before the shot. Jesse Balser imploring his team to calm down. A little bit of panic in the Griffins game right now. Isaac to inbound. He checks back in. Dean sits. Miller, short right corner. Kick it back out for All with 18 on the clock. Cooley is for Isaac. Isaac works left around a Letterlow screen. Nice pass inside Letterlow, and he lays it home left of the hoop. Good look by Isaac, and that's an easy 2 for the Griffins, and they need more of that, down 12. 2:26 to go in the opening half. Church, left wing with Letterlow in his face. Walsh, deep right wing. He's at a couple threes in this one. Back for Church, has the size mismatch with Isaac, head of 3. In and out on the handoff. Ball took a funky hop, but Isaac was able to corral the board. Isaac on the run, crosses over, cut off in the corner, looking for help. And he'll find it in Toppler. In the corner, Miller. Drives baseline, cut off, well defended by Henderson. 15 on the clock, under 2 to play in the opening half. So Isaac working on Head, 10 on the clock. Goes right around the Letterlow screen, handoff All, 6 on the clock. Now Toppler, Miller, gonna have to force it. Puts it on the deck, lost it, turnover. Here comes Walsh, 3 on 2. Walsh for a Head, and he lays it home through the contact of Toppler. So Head now has 17, back to a 14-point game. And he's going back to the line for one more. 1:38 to go in the opening half. In and out. So Head's been just about perfect from the field, but he can't finish that free throw. 1:32 to go in the opening half. Griffins down 14. Wilmington going to a zone here. In the corner, Miller. Now Toppler. Baseline, 14 feet away, 10 on the clock. Zone defense has bothered the Griffins. Miller, a deep 3, in and out. Long rebound for Gillette. Here's Head on the run. Head looking to push, cut off. Church, a 3. Got it. Church able to put it home before the late contest by Toppler. Back to a 17-point game under a minute to play in the opening half. All plays catch with Isaac. Into the corner, Miller. Miller's made 1 shot in this game. He's gotten some pretty good run, though. More minutes than he typically gets. 1-1 now for Isaac as he was fouled. And as subs here, Miller will sit, as will Toppler, Thompson, and Evans back in. They have Walsh sneaking behind. Does Wilmington. As Isaac hits the front. Walsh was quietly sneaking all the way to the far side of the court in the front court, trying to see if nobody would notice him to get an easy look off of a potential miss. Now Thompson has him picked out, so we'll move back into the front court. 15-point game, 45 to go on a running clock in the opening half. It's Head, who's had a big half, 17 points. Has it back at the logo. Trying to take Isaac off the dribble, lost the ball, but a foul.
Personal foul is on Demetrius Isaac.
It'll be on Isaac. His first, team's fifth.
Team foul.
31.8 on the clock. 20 on the shot clock, so an 11.8 difference there. Head to inbound, lobs it all the way to midcourt for Gillette, and he'll hold. He'll get it back to Head, deep right wing. 14 on the shot clock. Head with the screen to his left. Goes around the hedge, fires a three, and puts it home. Again, tight defense there, 18-point game. Isaac, 12 on the clock, picks up his dribble. Now Evans, all an open look. Got it. Answer from Aban, all. 5 on the clock. Here comes Head. Head, 2 on the clock. He's going to jack it up. Got it! Jermaine Head can't miss. What a half for Jermaine Head as he splashes home the buzzer beater from 30 feet. And it absolutely counts, 47-29. Jermaine had 23 points on 9 of 11 and 5 of 6 from deep. So because of that buzzer beater there, Griffins down 18 as we head to the break. Some work to do. Griffins trail Wilmington. We'll be back with a look at the first and the start of the second in just a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the first half statistics for the men's game tonight. First for Wilmington, leading all scorers with 23 points, is number 1, Jermaine Head. Number 5, Sean Church has 7 points. Number 13, Miles Gillette has 2 points and 6 rebounds. Number 20, Andy Walsh has 13 points. And number 11, Ed Henderson has 2. Wilmington shot 51.4% from the field in the half. They were 9 of 18 from three-point range and 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Leading scorer for the Griffins is number 2, Demetrius Isaac with 9 points. He also has 5 rebounds. Number 3, Tony Toplin has 2 points. Number 12, Levon Hall has 4. Number 24, Chris Evans has 7 points. Number 0, Billy Miller has 2 points. Number 10, Carter Talbert has 3. And number 25, Roman Lennox has 2 points at the half. The Griffins shot 37% from the field. They were 4 of 10 from three-point distance and 5 of 6 from the free throw line. The first game of tonight's doubleheader was won by Chestnut Hill College, 98-85. Statistical leaders in that game for Wilmington, number 12, Nyree Grant had 25 points and 16 rebounds. Number 32, Jaden Whitsitt had 21 points and 11 rebounds. Leading scorer for the Griffins with 19 points was Cassie Siebold. 5 other Griffins were in double figures: Mary Trossi, Vicky Tomas, Jada Wildgoose, Shannon Glenn, and Mary Bode. Again, the Griffins will be on the road at Post University 1 week from tonight, and their next home games, a doubleheader here in Georgia Arena, will be on Saturday, January 13th, when the Griffins host Nyack College.
Back here inside Sorgenti Arena, Ricky Sobrano here with you for the second half. Griffins with some work to do. Let's see if there's a comeback brewing. Down 47-29 at the end of the first half, and the story of the first has really been Jermaine Head. 23 points for the sophomore. 9 of 11 from the field, 5 of 6 from deep. The only place he hasn't been good is the free throw line. He's 0 for 1 there. Everywhere else he's been just about perfect. 4 assists and 4 steals as well, so he has been outstanding for the Griffins. Demetrius Isaac, 9 points and 5 boards, 2 assists as well. 2 of 3 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line. He's leading the Griffins in scoring. Evans, 7 points and a board in 12 minutes of work as well. The second leading scorer for the Griffins so far. Turnovers have been an issue. 13 points off turnovers for Wilmington. A couple early, easy layups in a row really helped stretch this lead out. It was a back-and-forth game. The first half of the first half, and then Wilmington stretched out this lead. So Griffins ball to begin the second half. Wilmington going zone to begin the half. They've gone back and forth a bit, and the zone has given the Griffins fits. Here's All. Griffins in the white, Wilmington in the black with green trim. It's Isaac, Evans, All, Toplin down low, and Thompson. All 3 too short. Rebound for Church and Wilmington. Here's Head with the ball now. Head, Church, Kent, Gillette, and Walsh. The 5 for Wilmington. Church had it knocked out of his hands. On the way to the hoop, here's Thompson, 1-on-3. Thompson all the way, too strong. Rebound for Kent. Head looking to run, waits for Church, an open look. Too short, rebound for Gillette. And it's a fresh 30 for Wilmington as they'll slow it down with the skip past the Church. So it's Head doing the ball handling here. That's been a good idea as he gets it right back from Walsh. Works left around the screen, does Head. Kicks for Church, 8 on the clock. Kent calling for it down low. Church, little head fake, and he stepped out of bounds. Tried the dribble from one end of the hoop, back out the other. But he stepped out of bounds. Walsh sits, Henderson in. Danny Walsh had 13 on 3 of 6 from deep. Second leading scorer in the game between, of course, Jermaine Head. Isaac knifing inside, kicks out for All. Into the corner, All, 16 on the clock. Isaac now Thompson, short left corner, 16 feet away, in and out. Dexter Thompson has been much more aggressive offensively than we typically see him, but the shots have not been falling. Church around the screen. Stutter step spins inside. Can't finish. Heavy contest by Toplin and Evans. Here comes All. Griffins 5-on-4 with Church behind the play. All Austin in the lane. And here comes Wilmington 3-on-1. Gillette leads for Head. Head in transition to 3. Too short. Nice contest by Evans to not foul. And it goes out of bounds to the Griffins. Evans trailed from behind. Head had no idea he had somebody on his back. And then Head flopped to the floor trying to draw the foul, but that time he doesn't get his way. Isaac walking it up court, still looking for our first points of the second half, over 2 minutes into the second half. Evans works left, handoff for Tallford, who's just checked back in. Isaac at the free throw line, picks up his dribble, kicks back out Tallford, 8 on the clock. Isaac has it, 6 on the clock, works right around an Evans screen. Gonna have to force it. Gets it for Evans, 1 on the clock. Evans doesn't know it. Did he get up in time? He did. It's a shot clock violation. It never hit rim. Empty possession there for the Griffins. Down 18, 2.5 minutes into the second half. Low Gillette, back to the bucket. Was looking for Church as he cut to the hoop. The pass was behind him, but Kent saved it. Here's Head spinning in the lane, too strong. And Thompson comes away with the board off the tip from Toplin. Here's Isaac, blows by Head to the hoop, gets it to go. Isaac in transition. The Griffins will need to do more of that. And by that I mean running in transition if they're to get back into it. 16-point game. Gillette holds. Now Church working on Tallford. Had him up in the air but didn't realize it. And he kicks back out. Head will reset. 12 on the clock. Head drives left inside in heavy traffic, and he drew the contact. He'll go to the line for 2. Fouls on Thompson.
First team foul. Turning Head. He's at the line for 2 free throws.
So Head 0 for 1 from the line so far. 71% on the season. And make it 0 for 2. Ironic. Head hitting from everywhere except the free throw line so far. Hit a 35-footer at the buzzer to end the half. Now he gets himself off to Schneid and hits the second free throw. So he has 24, only 8 away from his career high. Evans a 3. Too short. Toplin fouled on the rebound. He was pushed from behind by Gillette. So the ball stays with the Griffins. Pretty clean first half in terms of fouls. And shot clock will reset because the ball did hit the rim. The officials needed to make sure they got that right. Tallford frees himself up with the shot fake. Off to the right from 18. Head lobs it up ahead for Church. Church attacking, hop step in traffic, kicks back out, and Head saves it at the logo. Head works left around a Kent screen, hedged aggressively by Evans. Evans stays with him. Church a 3. Too short. Tip no good from Gillette. Out of bounds. Gillette tried to rocket it off of Toplin, but Toplin just caught it instead. Isaac on the run, in and out move, gets it to go. Pretty move from Demetrius Isaac. Used the in and out dribble to free himself up at the top of the key, and they continued on to the hoop. 15-point game. Head pick and pop with Kent into the corner. Gillette a 3. Too short. Henderson crashes for the board, and he was able to throw it off of Isaac. And it stays with Wilmington. 15:29 to go in the second half. Head to inbound with Thompson on him. Church around the screen into the corner. Drives baseline on Tallford a cutoff. Kicks back out Henderson. Hand off Church. Church works left. Steps back. Leaves for Kent. 16 on the clock. Kent double. Tallford saves it, but the right to Kent. Church an open look. Clangs it off the rim. Rebound for Thompson. Isaac looking to run. Cut off by Head. It'll slow it down. Hand off for Tallford in the corner. Skips it out for Thompson. 15 on the clock. Thompson working on Henderson. And a lead for Isaac with 11 on the shot clock. Now under 15 to play in the half. Isaac around an Evans screen. Into the corner. Thompson. Air ball. Evans the putback. Served essentially as a pass as Evans all in one motion. Put it home and Head fouled the other way. 13-point game. Letterlow back in. Toplin will sit. And an offensive foul. An illegal screen on Kent. As Tallford was trying to get around him. Stay with Church coming around the screen on the inbound. And Kent threw a hip into him. That's Kent's third. Which is noticeable or notable because he's their biggest player. At 6'8", at 235, so pretty thick at that. Here's Isaac. For Tallford, back for Isaac. Isaac working on Head, blows by him, a floater, pretty shot. From 12 feet, Isaac heating up. Now has 15, and the Griffins back with it 11 as they're trying to claw their way back into it, and Dan Burke, sensing the tide turning a bit, takes a timeout. Only 1 point this half so far for Wilmington. Griffins to begin the half on a 8-1 run, and they will need more of that. But Wilmington has gone cold as Jermaine Head yet to make a field goal in this second half. He has 24 points. He does have their 1 point this half, but that was on a free throw. Otherwise, Church has taken a lot of shots, not hit many. Gillette a couple as well, but it's been mostly Head. As he goes, so go Wilmington right now. Gillette 1 of 10 from the field. Walsh 5 of 8. He has 13 points, but he hasn't been on the bench for most of the second half so far. He started the half and then quickly took a seat. For the Griffins, it's Isaac with 15 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 5 of 6 from the field. Evans has 9, and everybody else in the low single digits. Tallford just 1 of 4. All 1 of 6. We haven't seen him yet in the second. Actually, we did briefly at the beginning. We'll see what the Griffins break the huddle with here. Wilmington 9 of 18 from deep in the opening half and 0 of 5 to start the second. Wilmington ball out of the timeout. Wilmington in black. The Griffins in white. They'll try to deny Head. That's a pretty good idea. They have Thompson on him. And at this point, double him. See if somebody else can beat you. This is a depleted Wilmington team down 2 starters. Thompson in Head's hip pocket. Head picks up his dribble. Evans on him. 7 on the clock. Head has it back. Has the mismatch with Evans. Blows by him. Hop step. High floater. Off to the right. Tipped out of bounds. And it goes to the Griffins. So the Griffins get their stop. And they contribute to single digits with the bucket here. And it seems like the difference really has been they're trying to deny Head the ball as much as possible and really making him work. Thompson, who's been glued to him. Isaac picks up his dribble. Evans, jab step, puts it on the deck, lost the ball, and here comes Head. Head, Nola pass up ahead. Henderson, pass tipped out of bounds and stays with Wilmington. Good transition defense, though, by the Griffins. Better off tipping that one out of bounds than giving up an easy 2. 13:27 to go in the second half. Henderson back to the bucket on the smaller Isaac. And they'll reset with Head. Whistle here. Shot clock issue here. We'll get it all squared away. I think the shot clock reset when the ball initially went out of bounds. Tony Toppin will check in. Evans sits. Still trying to sort this out. We're trying to check when exactly the ball went out of bounds. So they're checking actually the play-by-play list. Officials today: Thomas Reagan, Martin Herrick, and Kevin Calzanetti. Henderson to inbound, and Thompson was looking for the steal, but they'll call the foul instead. Oh, they're calling it the other way. Heads frustrated now. He thought the call was going on Thompson. Arguably, you could make the argument at least. If Thompson had the ball and had the step, it could be a clear path foul. But I think the Griffins will just take the turnover. Griffins on a run here, trying to get within single digits. Letterlow now Toppin. Toppin shot fake. Thompson with Church on him. Tallford open for a moment up top, trying to free himself up with a shot fake. Forces it up. Tough shot way off to the right. That was the design. They wanted Talford with it, but Talford just didn't have a lot of room. Head on the run. Again, they collapse on him. Henderson shot fake, kicks for Church. Plowed over his man, offensive foul. Isaac stepped in front of Church. And now what we're seeing here is the Griffins are just collapsing on head, and they're daring anybody else to beat them, and so far it's working. Henderson passed up an open three, then Church did too. Church, 1 of 7 from deep already. Under 13 to play, still an 11-point game. Griffins with their second chance to cut it to single digits. On a 9-1 run. Letterlow holds, now Toplin. Looks like the same play call. Toplin holds, ball over his head. Looking to get it to Isaac. Head trying to deny. Now Isaac has it, 10 on the clock. Isaac around the screen, muscles his way in. Got it to go. Isaac at 5'8" in traffic. Wasn't even looking at the rim. And got it to go. 9-point game. Here's Head. Works left around the screen. Back for Gillette. Gillette for Church, a 3. Too short. Rebound, Gillette, and a foul. On Toplin. Toplin's second. They're calling that a shooting foul, too. I don't know if Gillette had that cleanly. And that's what Jesse Balser is all over the officials for. And I think he's right. They were fighting for the rebound, and that appeared to be where the foul was. Gillette never had possession of that ball. But Gillette hits the first. Gillette 88.2% from the line, so that's the wrong guy to give that chance to, too. 10-point game, 12:09 to go in the second half. Second good as well. Here's Talford. Henderson out to meet him. Talford nearly lost it, but he was able to keep it. Off of the sideline, he'll leave for Isaac. 19 on the clock as Isaac sets up shot. Has Thompson on the wing. Thompson for Toplin between the circles. He holds, 12 on the clock. Talford, shot fake, thought about it. Back for Toplin. Talford has been reluctant to pull the trigger. Isaac has to fade it away and hit, and he does. Wow, top of the key. Shot clock winding down. Had to force it, and Isaac hits. 9 on the clock. This is turning into a duel of sorts between Head and Isaac. Head fades away, too short, rebound for Letterlow, and here comes Isaac. Isaac, in and out move, kicks for Talford, a 3. Too strong, didn't hit rim. Talford's been off, and a bit reluctant to shoot as well. 9-point game, 11:05 to go in the second half. Church going around the screen, now Gillette kicks for Henderson. Kent calling for it down low. He has it back to the bucket. Head. Thompson on him, a 3. Rims out, rebound for Letterlow off of the tip from Toplin. Wilmington has 3 points this half, and they have not made a field goal. The 3 points are on free throws. Isaac walks it over to the right wing. Works left around the screen for Toplin. Now Thompson, 12 on the clock, down low Letterlow. Faces up, drives to the other side. Toplin, top of the key, a jumper. Got it. Good open look for Toplin. 7-point game and a timeout taken. The Griffins on a nice run here, and they are, without a doubt, back into this ball game. They trailed by as many as 19, but now it's just a 7-point game. 10:21 to go in the second half with the Griffins in search of their first conference win of the season.
Your future at our School of Graduate Studies. The career you deserve is waiting for you at Chestnut Hill College. Chestnut Hill College upholds a long tradition of academic excellence that can help you turn your knowledge, skills, and experience into a career full of purpose. We offer a variety of master's degree programs, certifications, and certificates in the administration of human services, education, clinical and counseling psychology, and instructional technology, as well as an APA-accredited doctoral program in clinical psychology. For more information, visit www.chc.edu/graduate.
Back here inside Sorgente Arena, Ricky Sobrano here with you. 50-43 game. Wilmington on top, 10:23 to go, and 24 actually to go. In the second half, Griffins were down 47-29 at the break. But it's been a 14-3 run to begin the second half for the Griffins as they're back into it. Jermaine had 23 points at the break. He only has one free throw in the second. And Wilmington's still looking for their first bucket of the second half. They have 3 free throws and 3 points. That's it. 0 from the field. They were over 50% from the field in the opening half. Now Walsh back in the game. He has 13 points. Second on the team. Kind of surprised that he stayed on the bench for so long. Here's Head for Walsh around the screen. They lob it down low for Kent on Letterlow. Too short with the left. Gets his own miss. No, tipped out of his hands by Letterlow. And here comes Isaac. The Griffins have numbers. Stolen by Walsh, though. Nice hands by Danny Walsh. Head on the left wing. Walsh thought about it. Fades away. Too strong. Kent lost it out of bounds. It's going to the Griffins. There have just been no easy looks this half for Wilmington. Night and day between the first half and the second. 9:45 to go as we're past the midway point in the second half, 50-43. But it hasn't been easy sledding for the Griffins offensively either. Talford has been quiet. They're trying to get him going. Toplin faces up, has his man up in the air, attacks, can't finish. Nice defense by Ken as he came with the help. Head, 4-on-3. Walsh stepped on the end line. Another turnover. Walsh tried to attack with a jab step, and when he did, he stepped out of bounds. Isaac is leading the way for the Griffins with 19 points, 7 of 8 from the field. Nobody else is in double figures. Next leading scorer is Evans with 9 points. He's on the bench right now. Isaac into the corner for Talford, who has not found his shot so far today. Thompson has done excellent work defensively. Back for Talford. Now Thompson, 8 on the clock. Isaac, Wilmington going zone here. Talford fires away. Got it. First triple of the game for Cartier Talford. 4-point game. Under 9 to play. Head, knifes inside. Doesn't get the roll, but a foul. Head is frustrated right now as he's huddling his team up at the top of the key before the free throws, and understandably so. He's probably saying he needs some help out there. This is a Wilmington team that is depleted right now, down 2 starters. Their leading scorer, Nick Richards, missing his 3rd game in a row. And Paul Medlin missing his 2nd in a row as Head cans the first. Kent will sit. Henderson in. So Wilmington going very small here. And now Evans in the game. Letterlow will sit. It looks like, judging from the matchups, Jesse Bosser is trying to keep Evans away from Kent. When Evans sits, we see Evans. When Kent's in the game, Evans is not. Head hits both. 6-point game. 8:34 to go. Isaac blows by Head inside, gets the roll. Little floater from 8 feet with Head on his back. Head didn't want to pick up the foul. 4-point game. Thompson has done a tremendous job on Head defensively. He's on him here. Head all the way to the hoop. That looked about 5 steps. He missed, though, out of bounds, and it goes to the Griffins. Head's now trying to force shots because he just has not had a lot of help here. His teammates have not hit the open looks when the Griffins have collapsed on him. So he's now 9 of 17. He was 9 of 11 in the opening half. Isaac, handoff for Thompson. Now Evans, 16 on the clock, under 8 to play. Talford on the blow-by. Can't finish, but he'll go to the line for 2. And he can trim it to a 2-point game. Can Talford if he hits the free throws. Alford, 68.6% this year. 7:59 on the clock. Wilmington still without a field goal this half. Alford does not get the roll on the first. Kent back in. Gillette sits. Letterlow will check in too. And Evans out. So yeah, without a doubt, that's the matchup here. When Kent is in the game, it's Letterlow. When Kent is out of the game, it's Evans. Have to ask Jesse about that after the game. Too strong on the second from Talford, so he's 0 for 2 on that trip, and it remains a 4-point game. Head crossing over up top, had some space, kicks out, stolen by Toplin. Toplin lobs up ahead for Isaac. Isaac with Walsh trailing. He attacks. Circus shot no good. The follow good from Talford. 2-point game. Nice defense by Walsh to get back and force that miss. But Talford able to finish on the follow. 52-50, 7:25 to go. Here's Head. Works left around the screen. Pick and pop. Church a 3. Too short. Rebound Toplin. Isaac has Thompson up ahead. Had a step for a second, but not worth the risk. Isaac works left around the Toplin screen. Kicks for Letterlow. Now Talford shot fake to free himself up. A floater in and out. Would have tied the game. Rebound for Church. Church on the run. Isaac tries to go for the steal, and he'll get called for the foul. Second on Isaac, fifth on the Griffins. 6:58 to go in the second half. Griffins outscoring Wilmington 21-5 in the second half. They were down 18 at the break. Clawed their way back into it, looking for their first conference win. Head. And off up high for Walsh. Shot fake. Goes by Isaac. Kicks it into the corner. Kent right back for Walsh. 10 on the clock. Skip past Church. Toplin out on him. 7 on the clock. Church contested 3, and he puts it home. First field goal of the second half for Wilmington comes at 6:34. That's amazing. But it's a 5-point game. Griffins trail. Isaac around the screen. Now Toplin. Thompson deep right wing. 12 on the clock. Works left around the screen. Crosses over on Walsh. Attacks the hoop. Fades away. In and out. Toplin kept it alive momentarily. Rebound for Head. Here's Head. And off for Church. Head has not been out of this game at all. So he must be a bit tired too. Church feeling it. In and out that time. He just did a difficult one a moment ago. Isaac on the run. Knifes inside. Dribbles back out the other side. Talford. Too short from 3 and a foul underneath. On the rebound. It's on Church. He hit Toplin. Now looks like LeBon All and Chris Evans getting set to check in. Talford and Letterlow will sit. So now matchups be damned. It is Evans in the game, even with Kent in there. The Griffins trying to get some offense as they are down 5. And Talford's hit some big shots, but has not been red hot exactly. 3 of 10 from the field. Isaac to inbound, all around the screen. He was fouled, shot nearly fell. So LeBon All to the line for 2. Seventh foul on Wilmington, so the Griffins will be shooting the rest of the way. Looks like Letterlow will check in at the free throws, likely for Evans as the Griffins go defense to offense, or offense to defense, depending on how you look at it. All gets the roll. Evans does sit. Henderson takes a seat. Gillette back in as Wilmington goes a little bit bigger. All at the line for one more. And he hits. Back to a one-possession game, 55-52, 5:40 to go. In regulation. And around the high screen, forces his way in, rejected by Thompson. Loose ball, Thompson comes away with it. Thompson giving Head fits. He's won that matchup so far in the second. Isaac will slow it down. He has Walsh out on him. Doesn't use the screen. Slips to the floor. Stolen by Church. Church working on letter low. Church to the hoop. Got the shot to go and the foul. That will set Church to the line for one more. 57-52. That's a situation if you're Roman Letterlow. If you commit the foul, you can't let him get the shot up. But Church was able to muscle through him. Now Evans will come in, likely for Letterlow. If Church hits the free throw at least. And he does not, so Evans has to stay on the bench. 5:10 to go. 5-point game. Griffins trail. They were down by as many as 19 in this one. 18 at the half. Isaac had Toppin down low for a second, but didn't see him. Here's Thompson in the corner, crosses over, fades and hits. Thompson playing well defensively, now he's feeling it offensively as he puts it home from 12 feet off the glass. 3-point game, 4:40 to go. Head around the high screen, Head steps back a three, got it. Jermaine Head, his first field goal of the second half. He has 29 points to lead all scorers. Isaac hands off for All. Now Toppin. Letterlow in the corner, back to the bucket. Bolt past Thompson inside, forces it up. A lot of contact, but he got the roll. Timeout taken here. Jesse Balser does not agree. And a coach's box warning. I think one of the players might have inadvertently taken a timeout. That could be it here. Or maybe one of the assistants. In either event, it's Wilmington ball. LeBon All sits. Cartier Tallford back in the game. 60-56 as we come up on 4 to play in regulation. It's Walsh, now Gillette, deep left wing, Toppin on him. Back for Walsh, shot fake, has Isaac in his hip pocket. Kent back to the bucket, working on a Letterlow, goes up with the left, doesn't get the roll, tipped out. Isaac has it, Isaac in traffic. And they'll slow things down. He was looking to push, but he had 3 guys around him. Alford works right. It's back out for Thompson, who's made 2 hoops in a row. Isaac with 16 on the clock. Works left around a Letterlow screen all the way to the hoop, and he was fouled from behind by Kent. Fourth foul on Kent. He's the only guy in major foul trouble in this game. It's been a reasonably clean game. Isaac to the line, 4-2. He can cut it to a 1-possession game. Thompson, who is dripping sweat right now, just had to run over to the bench to grab a water bottle. He has been in the entire second half, and he's done a phenomenal job on Jermaine Head, who has just 6 points in the second half after torching the Griffins for 23 in the first. Kent sits. Henderson back in. Isaac hit the first, and he's at the line for one more. Second is good as well. 60-58, 3:32 to go in the second half. It's Head working on Thompson. That's been the matchup in the second half. Head over to the deep left wing. They clear out that side. Now they come with a screen in the form of Gillette. He doesn't use it. Does Head, rejected by Toppin. Head gets it back out. Walsh, touch pass Church, 7 on the clock. Tallford all over him. Church drives right, lost the ball. Here comes Isaac, has Thompson up ahead. Thompson to the hoop, and he stuffs it with 2 hands. Tie game. 60 all set up by the big block by Toppin. First time the Griffins have tied or led since early in the first half, and a timeout taken here by Dan Burke and Wilmington, as it's been all Griffins in the second half. And now they've clawed even and are looking for their first conference win of the year and trying to snap a 9-game losing streak in the process. This was a 47-29 game at the break, but it's been a 31-13 game in the second so far. Wilmington has, I believe, still just 2 buckets in the second, both by Church. Yeah, he has a 3, does Church, and he had the end 1 on the fast break on the foul by Letterlow. Other than that, everything has been at the free throw line for Wilmington in the second, as they have been ice cold. I mean, completely ice cold from the field. Wilmington now 36% from the field. They were 51.4% from the field in the first half. So actually, they do have 3 buckets, so I'm missing 1 in there. But either way, they are 3 for 23 in the second half is Wilmington. And that's what's keyed this Griffin run. As the Griffins, it's been a struggle for them a bit offensively too, but it's been great defense. That's keyed this, which is amazing considering this is a team that comes in allowing teams shooting 46% and nearly 40% from deep. But it's been a different story, a different team in the second half, and a lot of it is Dexter Thompson, who you can see now is glued to Jermaine Head. 20 to shoot, Church lost the ball. Here comes Isaac, he can give the Griffins the lead, and he does. Griffins' first lead of the ball game. Here's Head, picks up his dribble, bolt pass inside, Walsh in and out. Henderson, the offensive board, no good on the follow. Letterlow tied up, muscles his way out of it, looking for help. And now he gets it as Wilmington backs off. 24 on the shot clock. Isaac gets it across midcourt. Griffins with the lead, their first of the game, 2:10 to go. 62-60. Here's Isaac, screen set up to his left. Letterlow open momentarily, Tallford drives baseline inside Letterlow, he was fouled. Nice look by Tallford as he finds Letterlow down low. And he'll go to the line for 2. Under 2 to play, 1:58 on the clock. Letterlow, a good free throw shooter, has an attempted 1 today. Shade over 88%, and he calmly hits the first. 3-point game. Make it a 2-possession game if he hits the second. Too short on the second. 3-point game. Griffins on top. 1:55 to go. Jermaine Head with the ball. Crosses over on Thompson. Steps back. But Thompson stayed with him. Walsh a 3. Got it. Tie ball game. Danny Walsh. His first bucket of the second half. He now has 16 points over a heavy contest from Isaac, but it didn't matter. Isaac with Church on him. Into the corner, Tallford. Back for Isaac. They play catch. Tallford shot fake. Now Isaac, 14 on the clock. Letterlow comes with the screen. Isaac works to the right. Fakes the handoff to Thompson. Spins. Knifes inside. Rejected by Church. Out of bounds. And it stays with the Griffins. They'll have 6 to shoot. .117 on the game clock. 6 on the shot clock. Tie game. Isaac to inbounds. Has Tallford in the corner. 5 on the clock. Tallford has to get moving. Jacks it up. Off the side of the backboard. Rebound for Walsh. Here's Walsh looking to push. He dribbled it off his foot. Got lucky there. And he'll slow down and leave for Head as we come up on a minute to play in regulation. 63 all. Head. Well defended as Tallford came with the help. Backdoor pass. Henderson. Extra look. Gillette rejected by Thompson, but he gets his own miss. And finishes. That puts Wilmington back on top. 46 to go, and the Griffins take a timeout. And a 2-point game. Griffin's down, 46.5 to go. In regulation, the Griffins in their last game, they made it to overtime against Georgiancourt in a game they trailed late. Similar situation, but ended up losing 98-95. In that game, it was LeBon All who sent it to overtime with a 3 with 2 seconds left. We're not quite there yet. 46.5 ticks on the clock now. So we're not quite to those moments. A couple possessions left in this game at least. Griffins did lead by 3. They led 63-60. It was their first lead of the game. But then Wilmington came roaring back. They've scored the last 5 on a 3 from Danny Walsh and then a 2 from Miles Gillette. Tremaine Head leads all scorers with 29, but he only has 6 in the second as he has been frustrated by Dexter Thompson and Demetrius Isaac. He leads the Griffins with 25 points on 9 of 12 from the field and 6 of 6 from the free throw line as he continues his strong play coming off of a game where he simultaneously set a new career high with 30 points and scored his 1,000th career points. So Griffin's ball, it's Thompson, Toppling, Tallford, Evans, and Isaac. So Evans back in the game. Tallford open. Too strong. Good look, though. Evans keeps it alive. Gillette will slow things down. He's trapped, looking for help, and they get the timeout. 7-second difference between shot and game clock. So let's see how the Griffins play this out. I think we'll see a foul, probably a trap at first, and then eventually a foul. The Griffins do have 6, so it's a 1-and-1 situation on the next one, so it's not automatically 2 shots. And there are some weak free throw shooters out there. For Wilmington, when you look up and down their roster, Head is 71%, and he's 3 of 5 today. You don't want to foul him because he's been so hot, but he's not lights out from the line. Church is not a good free throw shooter. Gillette is lights out at 88%, and that's about it. Walsh is 60. Kent hasn't attempted one. We're actually 0 for 2 on the season from the line. Henderson is 40%, and that's pretty much it. Those are only the 7 that we'd see in this game. So other than Gillette, not a lot of great free throw shooters out there for Wilmington. So we'll see what the strategy is. 34 seconds to go. And the Griffins could even elect to play it out. Not impossible. But they'll likely aggressively trap and then eventually foul if they can't get the steal. So Wilmington comes out with Church, Head, Gillette, Henderson, and Walsh. Walsh will inbound. They'll likely try to get it to Head or Gillette. They get it in for Head, and it looks like the Griffins will play defense. 7-second difference between shot and game clock. Head will kill some clock. He'll get going with about 6 or 7 seconds. 2-point game. A bucket here would essentially ice it. 8 on the clock. Here goes Head. Goes right around the Church screen. Has him open. Shot fake. Steps into it. Too strong. And a foul on the rebound. And it will go against Wilmington. Church freed himself up with the shot fake. Got a good open look, but he has struggled from the field today. And it is a player control foul, so it is a shooting foul. So Toppling needs these. It's 2 shots. He can tie it, 5.8 on the clock. Toppling, 80.6% from the line this year. 2 to come here. And he gets the roll on the first. 1-point game, 5.8 to go. Kent comes back in for rebounding purposes. Henderson sits. Game's not over, even if Toppling misses. It's also not over if he makes it. It would tie the game up, but still 5.8 on the clock. The second, good. And now Wilmington will likely take a timeout. They don't. Walsh, 5 on the clock. It's Walsh, 3 on the clock, 2 on the clock. Walsh, open, Gillette, and he beat the buzzer. Wilmington escapes. 67-65. A crazy, crazy game. That was all Griffins in the second half. And Gillette somehow, as the clock expires, gets wide open underneath the hoop. And he just barely did beat the clock, but he absolutely beat it. No video review needed for that one. And Miles Gillette on the feed from Walsh. And a great job by Walsh, too, with 2 guys in his face, the redshirt freshman, to somehow find him underneath. Beats the clock, and Wilmington escapes 67-65, a heartbreaker for the Griffins after the spirited comeback and 2 clutch free throws from Tony Toplin, but they come up just a bit short as they lose their second heartbreaker in a row. Lost the last one by 3 in overtime, this one by 2. In a back-and-forth game, they trailed by as many as 19, came all the way back and had a tremendous second half of basketball, but come up short 67-65. So the Griffins fall to 1-12. That's their 10th loss in a row. They are 0-6 in a conference, but last 2 games they've been a much better team. In either event, though, final score for the final time, Wilmington 67, the Griffins 65, as Chestnut Hill loses a heartbreaker at the buzzer.